Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman. Now I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. All right, man, it's catch-up time for the old Seaman. The New York Comic-Con 2018, wiped me out hard. I was not physically ready for the con. If you've been following along at all, you know every night I was coming crashing, and naturally Saturday night that's what happened, and Sunday morning I was I thought deathly ill. Was not fun in the morning, but was able to regroup, recover, and get through Sunday. So we finished the con out, but I'm 2 recaps behind. So it's, pull up your chair, take a seat. It's time to recap Saturday, day 3 at Comic-Con from this year. And, oh, man, dude, I tell you, I had said a couple times over the course of the weekend that this con, at least in conversation, that this con was, it was a little light. There was no big DC presence from the movies, even though Zachary Levi was there all 4 days. There was no physical DC, movie presence. There was no Marvel movie presence. There, everything that was dropping around there was kind of small. Wow, did Saturday change my mind, man. I headed to the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden for a nice solid day of panels and trailers and footage, and it was amazing, man. We started out by hitting up the Good Omens panel that opened up all the panels at the Garden at 10 o'clock. It was amazing to see Neil Gaiman physically in a room and then talking about his material, man. I've been a Neil Gaiman fan for a long time, man. Big fan of the Sandman universe. I haven't read Good Omens. I won't lie to you guys. I haven't read it yet. It's on my to-do list. If it's not a comic book, it's been a while since I've dove into regular books. So many movies to watch these days. But it was just awesome, man, to see him there and the cast, Michael Sheen and David Tennant. They look fantastic. We got a couple clips throughout the course of the panel, and we got the first full trailer. And the two of them just look like they look phenomenal. And their storyline is obviously what's going to drive the movie. Throw in there John Hamm, who it was just great to see him at the con. I think he'll be fantastic in the show. But my favorite bit was that, during the Q&A, somebody brought up Batman. And before John Hamm could even say it, right, his name has been swirling around a lot now as we think that Ben might actually be leaving. A lot of people are throwing John Hamm out there, and I tell you, I'm with him. He would fit the cowl perfectly. I think he could do the action. I think he could do the Batman stuff, and he'd certainly do the Bruce Wayne stuff. I mean, if Mad Men isn't a version of Bruce Wayne, I don't know what is. But it was really funny because when the question was asked, before John could even say anything, Neil Gaiman, who's written for Batman before, right, jumped in. He's like, whoa. In all honesty, you shouldn't even be allowed to ask that question because the minute John says anything about wanting to be Batman, he'll never be Batman. And it was a 2-part question. One was for Neil, one was for John. So John immediately interjected. He's like, Neil, let me answer your question, which was in between writing, scripts, comics, books, what's the hardest? And John was like, comics and scripts, they're kind of, they're in the same ballpark, they're in the same region. Novels totally the hardest. And Neil laughed along, and it was great. The whole panel was a ton of fun. I really, really am excited for Good Omens. I'm not sure if the trailer is out publicly yet, but if it is, we'll have to do a video and check that out for sure, because it's gonna be a wild ride. As I said, I haven't read the books before, and I figured out if you haven't read the books, this is gonna be an insane show. I definitely want to check the book out before I watch the show, but it looks fantastic. I'm very excited for that one. Then for me, this was the big one. We got the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse panel, and Lord and Miller show up. You got Jake Johnson's there, Shamik Moore's there, the directors are there. And Lord and Miller are kind of playing around, right? we got a 2-hour Q&A because, we just dropped that new trailer. Did y'all see the new trailer that dropped? And then they were, like, it's 2 hours Q&A, right? I mean, you guys don't want to see. The problem is showing footage. It's so intricate and interconnected that, it'd be hard to show, anything out of context. If we were going to show you something, we'd have to show you the first 35 minutes of the movie. But we're not going to do that because you guys don't want to see the first 35 minutes. And it plays something crazy, and then they showed the first 35 minutes. I won't get into drastic detail on the first 35 minutes. One, I don't want to spoil anything from the movie. We took an oath And I as myself, the Seaman, I respect that oath because I respect Lord and Miller a ton, and their vision shouldn't be spoiled because I got to see 35 minutes. But if you want to know what I thought about it, check out the trailer. Not the trailer, but the the first 35-minute review that I did right after it happened. It looks amazing. The animation's unreal. The storyline looks really, really strong. This looks like one of the most comic accurate movies we've seen for Spider-Man. Certainly for Miles Morales, this being his first film, and it is the most comic looking. And the way that they use the comic book elements in the movie make total sense the way they're introduced, and it all works. It's funny, the action's great, it's wonderful to look at, it is marvelous. Then right after that was the Daredevil panel, and everybody was pumped because 90 minutes on the schedule, thought we were going to get an episode and then a half-hour panel. And that is not what Jeff Loeb did. Jeff Loeb opted to show clips, and at first I was disappointed, right? I was like, I don't want to see clips, man. I want to see a full episode because, like I said, I like the continuity. That's why I like Spider-Man so much. But in all honesty, it worked out better for the audience because the things we saw. Wow! And again, if you're interested, check out the video that I did right after the panel was over, where I kind of recapped everything that we saw. But we had things like Bullseye was confirmed. He's been listed. Wilson Bethel. He's been listed as FBI agent on IMDb. He might still be listed as FBI agent on IMDb. Internally, Marvel kept saying they referred to him as Dex, but indeed, he is going to be Bullseye. And the way they are gearing him up, if you watch my trailer review, I posed a theory that was then confirmed at the panel. So make sure you check out the trailer reaction and review, because that's where I put the theory. So if you want to know what I was thinking about the trailer, and I had it confirmed, check that out. You'll know what's going on. But all of it surrounds Bullseye. And the stuff with Bullseye looks great. The stuff with Daredevil looks great. The action looks insane. I cannot wait, man. The stuff that we saw during that that panel was unbelievable, man. This has the potential to be the best Marvel Netflix series season to date. It looks that good. I can't wait to see Charlie Cox get the black bandana back on, man. It's gonna be awesome. And then after that, we had in the garden there was I think Star Trek, Outlanders, and The Walking Dead. Now, those are 3 shows that I have not started, all on my to-do list, but haven't watched any of them, so I didn't stick around for those panels. I headed on back out to the con, walked the floor for a little bit. But the other big thing that came out during Saturday, I believe it was Saturday, was the Hellboy footage. Now, I haven't seen anything about it, but people said it looks great. David Harbour was obviously there, so that was one of the big things that came out. We haven't gotten any footage released online yet, but from some of the stuff that I've read, the people that saw it said this looks like it is going to be a fun movie that David Harbour looks like he was born to play, which makes me super excited. That poster, when that came out, I was like ecstatic. And that's and then the crazy thing too, again, with the con is it's hard to keep up with everything as you're only in certain places. But overall, man, Saturday was just a wild day. Like, I had to do all those panels, and I went and met up with friends, kind of walked the con floor a little bit more, got some fun gear, met some cool artists and writers over the course of the 3 days, and went out and got some beers. So that was my day 4, man. There you go. Day 4 Comic-Con recap. I might not have hit all the big news stories because I'm still catching up myself as I try to catch up with work and all sorts of stuff. But from what I experienced, man, that was my overall experience on day 4. It was wonderful because I had logged probably about 30,000 steps between Thursday and Friday. So Saturday, to sit at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden and see all these awesome panels, it was just so worth every second of it. So you go, man. That's the Seaman's recap of day 3 at the Comic-Con from Saturday. It was a blast, man. I really enjoyed everything I got to see, including the cosplay and some of the booths and things I was able to check out. Just everything that was going on at the con was so much fun. If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen a bunch of pictures. I will eventually hit the Instagram handle and load up some more there, and that is, of course, at cinema_sitdown. I have the lower third again. I haven't had that since before So there you go, man. That's all I gotta say about Comic-Con Day 3. Hit the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite part about Day 3 was. If there's any news or things I haven't covered that you saw, let me know what you've heard, read about, thinking about, everything that you were seeing at the con. Hit those comments down below from Day 3. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe and little bell so you get alerts every time the C-Man makes a new video for the C-Man's Cinema Sit-Down. Day 3 Comic-Con recap in the books. I'm the C-Man. I'm signing off. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? You're still here? Well, if you are, you might as well check out another video like this one or this one. And if you're new and haven't, would you please hit the subscribe button? See ya!